All right, welcome, y'all. Back again. All right, start off with another question like last time. Who do y'all think is the greatest band of all time?
Beatles.
Drake.
All right, well, I'm going to have to agree with one person here. Well, some people say it's impossible to find the greatest band of all time, but with facts provided, I believe the Beatles can unarguably be considered the greatest band of all time. These facts will include untouchable Billboard and chart records, and they also revolutionized how music was created, and they all had legendary solo careers. They did this with great albums such as Revolver, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band, Rubber Soul, Abbey Road, and many more. All right, let's get to some facts. On April 6, 1964, it was a specifically good day for the Beatles. They had 3 albums out: Please Please Me, With the Beatles, and A Hard Day's Night. On that day, specifically, they had the top 5 position on Billboard Hot 100 charts, with 12 songs altogether on it. They also held the top 2 charts positions for albums and the #1 spot on the EP chart. They became so popular in the early 60s that they had to stop playing live shows and were only a studio band for the last half of their career. They played only a handful of special shows, including their last one on top of Abbey Road Studio. And they're still popular to this day. They've sold over 1 billion records. They have the most #1 albums on the British chart, 15 overall, and the most #1 hits at 17. In the year 2000, they released a compilation album called One. It spent 8 weeks at #1 on the charts and sold 13 million copies in the first month. Not only do the fans say they're the best, but Rolling Stone magazine also does too. They claim them to be the best band of all time and have the best album of all time, which is Sgt. Pepper's. They also revolutionized how music is created and perceived. They created the concept of the album instead of just releasing hit singles with no albums on it. Or wait. They created the concept of the album instead of just releasing singles. All killer, no filler, if you will. This revolutionized how people listen to music. Listen to it now from start to finish instead of just listening to one single. Early examples of these albums include Rubber Soul, Revolver, and especially Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band. From start to finish, phenomenal. They also created new recording techniques. With producer George Martin, they invented new sounds in the studio that are still influence people to this day, ourselves included, boys. Some of these techniques include feedback, tape loops, backward guitars, and backward vocals. The song Tomorrow Never Knows off the album Revolver gives a good example of these. Let's see, the experimental recording techniques led them to encompass and create all sorts of genres that are still played today. For example, Helter Skelter off their album The White Album is considered to be the first heavy metal song. Sorry, Black Sabbath. Not only did they have good careers as the Beatles, but they had and continue to have phenomenal solo careers. John Lennon, for example, the political one, you know him. Plastic Ono Band with Yoko Ono. He also had important songs like Imagine, Instant Karma, and Working Class Hero. And then there's Paul McCartney. He had a great album, Ram, with his wife Linda McCartney. Also had an album called Band on the Run with his band called Wings, while also having hit songs like Live and Let Die and Silly Love Songs. He has a lot of great ones. And he's still selling out shows to this day. In fact, I saw on Instagram he was in Australia, sold out there just yesterday, I think. All right, George Harrison. He had a hit album called All Things Must Pass. It's one of my personal favorites of all the Beatles, really great. He also had a number of collaborations with Tom Petty, Roy Orbison, and Bob Dylan. Then there's Ringo Starr. He had a hit song called Photograph. Still tours to this day with the Ringo All-Star Band, which includes people like Todd Rundgren and Joe Walsh. All right, that wraps up the whole Beatles thing. And by pioneering music like no one before them and having an infinite lasting effect on music, the Beatles are the greatest album of all time. And there will never be another band like them. They did this by making hit albums, inventing new ways to record music, and having an everlasting effect on music. Sorry, Drake.
Oh, man.
And I have one thing to leave y'all with. For every day in your life, all you need are the Beatles. Thanks, y'all.